Well, since there's no other video out there like this, I thought I would show you the Nikon D500 exposed. Now, all parts that you don't see here are plastic. And most people don't know that other than the back plate and the top plate of most Nikon cameras, that the main body of a Nikon camera is actually divided up into three sections. The right section actually is a housing for the battery compartment, and also holds some electronics, and also part of that is a port door for the XQD card and SD card, or in the case of another Nikon, 2 SD cards. And then we have a left section over here, which actually commands most of it, well, not most of it, but a lot of it, commands the motor and the mech for the shutter assembly, some electronics like where we have over here, obviously microphone, HDMI. There's actually a PC board here, a miniature one for the electronics for input or output of the Nikon camera, and then there's the center section. So what we have here is top magnesium plate, rear magnesium plate, and center section is polycarbonate. Like I said, everything else that you don't see here, like the grip and the left section, is plastic, just regular plastic. And let's remove the top plate and the rear plate. Whoops! Center section go flop. And of course, I remove the screws for the mount. This is a Nikon mount. A couple strut portions. When people actually think that the Nikon D500 is reinforced carbon fiber, there's actually very little carbon fiber in here to actually support the main lens section so that it doesn't flex. If you had flex, say with a heavy lens, then the sensor and the shutter mech that sits behind here, the lens would fall out of plane, out of parallel, i.e. out of plane with one another. So this does need to be reinforced, but this is 95% polycarbonate right here, which, you know, plastic's no big deal. There's no issue with polycarbonate. We'll talk about that in a second little video here. And here we have the top plate and the back plate of the Nikon D500. This top plate is complete. Here we go. All of this is in perfect working order, by the way. We have two flexi-cable connectors here and a ground. All of the information from the top LCD, front and rear, command dials, and hot shoe, and all of our quality control buttons and dials over here on the left is fed through these two flimsy flexi cables, and this magnesium, and the rear plate, which is magnesium. This is the shutter. I bet people want to see the inside of this. I know people want to see the inside of this. This is the shutter that actually closes the eyepiece for like time exposures. And this is a D500 also. The flexi cable that feeds the rear LCD actually goes through this little hole right here. There's a little plate that covers it up, but no camera is weather sealed. Actually, even though there's a plate that actually sits over top of this, as far as humidity getting into the D500, or really any other camera, all the cameras that have flippy screens, they're all the same way. They all access the same way. And it's just a huge gaping orifice for sucking in humidity. That's why if anybody repairs cameras and someone talks about weather sealing on a camera, they will just look at you and laugh and piss themselves and laugh, because there's no such thing as weather sealing. Weather sealing is bullcrap. It does not exist. There is no such thing as weather sealing. Not really. There's not. So there's the center section of the D500. So, like I said, everything you don't see here. What really surprises people is they think, well, you know, my camera is top plate and a back plate, and then there's the main body, but that's not true. On most, like Nikon D810, D750, D500, yada, 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 cameras are composed of three sections, and this is the center section. Left section is, I call it the shutter section, and the port section, which is over here, and looking front on, and the right section is the battery grip section, which is of course the grip and the compartment for the battery. And this is the center section, which is reinforced, but nevertheless it's basically 95% polycarbonate. So There you go, folks. There is the makeup of a Nikon D500, but also the makeup of D750, D810, D800, D800E. Hope you like this video, because there's no other video on the internet like this. And there you go. Hope you like it. Thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, drop a buck or two. Tell me to jump off a cliff. There's always a link below. Thank you. Bye.